What's up, y'all? Welcome to Geek'd with Trey. Thank you for stopping by my podcast and checking me and the Geek Fam out, where we cover celebrity topics, local topics, and just everyday life shit. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and share. And also keep in mind that I don't own any of the rights to the music that's playing in the background or that plays in the background during the show. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. All right. What's up? Welcome to the Geek'd with Trey show. We're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. So since I won the battle of music trivia last week, the Geek team, the Geek crew, they have to go and take over the stage this week. So Net's going to step up to the plate, and then we'll see who wins tonight, because tonight I did switch it up. It will not be music tonight. It will definitely be TV shows and music and movies. All right. All right, Net, what you got for us?
All right. So, why can a nose grow 12 inches?
Because it didn't tell a lie?
I don't know why.
Because it's your
foot. Now I'm overthinking it.
Okay. Why did the golfer wear two pairs of pants? I love y'all's face.
You start looking up and thinking, like, I don't want to overdo things.
These are not trick questions.
Wait, what's the question again?
Why did the golfer wear two pairs of pants?
Because he had a hole in one.
In case he got a hole in one, yes, exactly. Right.
Dad brain working.
All right. Why did the man get fired from the orange juice factory?
Because he was too acidic.
You said why did the orange man get fired from the? Because because it was a false election.
I see what you did there, but no, it was because he couldn't concentrate.
Okay. All right.
All right, and this is my last one. What do you call it when a gay person has a barbecue?
A brunch?
Wait, no.
You feel like you should know this one?
Yeah, I think I know this one. It's like something to do with. No, that's lesbians at a barbecue. I said something like that. I don't know. How do you know it's a gay barbecue?
The question was, what do you call it when a gay person has a barbecue?
Oh, well, what do you call it?
An LGBTQ.
Oh. All right, so I've heard that one. All right. Hold on. I got a couple. How do you know when an orphan is lying?
They turn red?
When they swear on their mom. Okay.
Oh, stop it. That was mean.
What are
Pretty powerful.
Why are orphans bad at dodgeball?
Why?
Because nobody misses them.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
I know that was dark.
It was dark.
Hard.
All right.
Well, like
Sports card.
military planes flying over. It's starting already, y'all.
All right. Wait. All right, Allison, you got one.
What kind of sports car does a dog drive?
I know what kind of sports car is that? A Dodge Caravan?
Not an Impala.
Mm-mm.
Well, what type of car do they drive?
A Ferrari.
Ferrari.
It's so bad, I know.
Oh, Lord.
That is such a bad joke.
All right.
You know, it's
Geek
pretty
crew. Oh man.
Okay,
oh, man.
I'm done.
All right,
That's the only one I have.
let's go into the topic. All right. So, something that made the little headlines within the last week or two, or within the last week, I would say. What do y'all think about allegedly Colin Kaepernick returning back to the NFL at 37 years old?
I did see that. I mean, I don't think it's a problem. I feel like if LeBron James can do it, if oh my God, Tom Brady can do it, if arguably The Rock and John Cena can do it, like they're old enough that maybe they're not in their prime doing their specialty, but like no harm as long as he's healthy and fit to do it.
I mean, that's just crazy because I was walking down the street yesterday to get into my car or whatever, and I was just walking downhill and I stepped off the curb wrong and I fucked up my knee. And I'm only 36. So I was just sitting there thinking about that. I was just like, 37, returning back to this motherfucker must have been practicing.
He's literally been like conditioning and doing what he's supposed to do while he's been gone. But I feel like it's been a really long time, and he had played competitively. It would take time for them to win a championship wherever he goes.
Dude, who's your trainer? Because like, if you've been training this whole time, like, more power to you. Because I'm just like, man, I was gentle walking this whole week. I was just like, nobody stepping off the curve wrong. In Crocs, you be done fucked your whole week up.
But I do feel like because he is,
but he's having anybody try.
He have a harder time flipping back from any injury that he'll sustain because he will sustain one. They almost always do, even if it's not a major one. Like they're gonna get hurt playing this sport one way or another. They almost always do.
Well, more power to you, brother.
I don't know if he'll bounce back the same. He might seriously hurt himself.
Shit, this might be it. This might be the last one.
I'm just saying, like you say, he might be running on the field, and maybe he ran wrong, bro.
But I mean, what has he been doing since then?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, has he been practicing? Does anybody know these questions? Like, that's what I was curious about.
Well, hopefully he's being interviewed because usually, these sports journalists usually have those kind of questions. I would hope that he's been conditioning himself. Like you were saying that, like, as long as he's doing what he's supposed to do, it shouldn't be a problem. But like, if he decided to wake up one morning and said, "I want to go back to work." My boy.
I did hear him going to a couple of camps a couple of years ago, though, and no one picked him up.
I did hear that. I think I did hear that when he was like trying out or something or whatever. Then like nobody picked him up.
Yeah.
But he was at that's what he's been doing. But I'm just like, at 37, man. I'd be like, yo, what type of sports casting jobs you guys got? Y'all got a position? Yo, let me get a sit-down job.
There's nothing wrong with doing that either. I mean, you can still be involved in the sport that you love. It may not be on a physical level, but you can still do all the other aspects. I mean, I feel like that was the whole reason of.
I know, look at Shaq and Charles and Ernie and Kenny.
All of them. Shoot.
Man, they're the best thing on TNT.
So, there's no shame in him not being an active player. Like, there are other ways he can be involved in the sport. So, hopefully he's taking that into consideration when doing this.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so what do y'all think about Kilmar Garcia being returned back to the U.S.?
I don't know who that is.
So Kilmar Garcia, he's the one that's that got deported. Sorry, Kilmar. I forgot to say his other part. But he's the one that got deported wrongfully. He's the one here. He was run from Maryland.
The dude from Baltimore or something like that?
Well, Maryland, I'm not sure if it's PG County, but
yeah.
That. But
Trump said he was MS-13 or something. Okay, I remember him.
Yeah, his wife.
He out? He back?
Well, he's coming back, but like when he returns back, they had to make it a little bit more on the political side of things. He'll be facing charges when he gets back, far as like, what's that? Transporting transporting an immigrant or something like that, allegedly. So he
was still human trafficking, I think, because you're still like trafficking a person.
But that could have just been an immigrant. That could have just been like his cousins.
He was just essentially helping someone cross the border, not necessarily like selling these people.
Not selling these people. Like it could have just been like, and I think when he got caught, or whatever, this was like allegedly maybe in Tennessee or whatever. So this wasn't by any borders. So like you can get caught with transporting an immigrant. All they got to do is just be like your cousins or whatever, and they're just not from here. So like
if he transported them over here, then as an immigrant, then he committed a crime.
I mean, I think we need to like look more
I
into
mean,
that story. But
technically,
yes,
because when you bring
if he was
anyone in
transporting,
illegally
yes,
that hasn't gone through the proper channels.
Listen, I'm not for all this illegal immigration because
Right.
they up here taking up all these good black jobs, and I'm tired of it. Okay, too soon.
Tired of
wait,
No,
one of those
so
black jobs
I'm
that
not
you
going to
take
stop
right
them
now.
from taking any cooking jobs. I'm not going to stop somebody from cooking me. Won't do that.
I'm not
You can't
either,
make me.
especially that good.
But they
food.
sure can make it better.
Whether you like it or not.
And then if it's not better, they make it better than what I do.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Shit, I'm just saying.
And you know what? They're good. They're good with livestock. I've seen a lot of really awesome ranch hands that are foreigners.
Yeah, you can
Like,
teach them.
But at the end of the day, though, they need to go through the legal process.
I mean, yeah, we're not
well,
owning
she
any
went
of
through
it.
the proper channels. She went through the proper channels.
But I was saying too, like more so
Still.
like the whole him being, because like I think this was like in like the middle of like the U.S. or whatever when he got caught, whatever. So I'm just like that needs to be a little bit more investigated. Like we
I
need to
didn't know he got caught transporting somebody.
Yeah, but I was like, well, like, but transporting, like, was it transporting or was it like, you know, these are my cousins and I'm just giving them a ride? Like, we just going across.
Well, it can only be transporting if they were illegal.
I mean,
Right.
Or could it just be like, hey, I don't know my cousin's situation and we were just going to grandma's house.
So you were, what's that term? Embedding a felon?
I don't know. This is my cousin. This Ron and them. This is Junebug and Junie and them. We was going to grandma's house.
Why didn't Ron and
Situation.
Junebug?
Your cousin, you didn't know he was over here illegally?
Shit, we see each other twice a year. Family reunions and funerals. Like we see each other twice a year. Family reunions and funerals. Shit. Like, I'm just saying. I think they need to look a little bit more into that. I just felt like they were like looking for something to pin on him, or whatever.
So you think they're like bogus charges? What you're saying?
Pretty much. I mean, like everybody's everybody's innocent until proven guilty. I think they need to do a little bit more investigation, and like the story needs to be a little bit more publicized. Because I was just like, damn, like they just had to find something. And it's just like if he's coming back to America, it's going to be this. Just like, damn. All right, so moving on. Let's talk about Mr. We were talking about orange juice earlier or whatever. All right, so what do you guys think about this whole Elon Musk and Trump feud?
The girls are fighting.
Not the girls. The girls are fighting.
I'm holding them both in my heart. I wish them well.
Are we at surprised at all? Because some people say
some of our viewers may not be surprised, but there are some people that are shocked, bamboozled,
dumbfounded, baffled,
shocked,
shooketh. In a tootsie.
And I get it.
Just like, damn.
You know, he keeps surprising certain people time and time again. I get it. The man is he's like a box of chocolate. You don't know what you're going to get.
So, you know, all this happened like live or whatever. When this was happening or whatever, like the head of the FBI director, he was like doing a podcast interview. And this was all coming out live as it was happening or whatever. So, like, they were sliding the podcaster like, hey, you need to read these and ask some of his questions or whatever. They were like, so what do you have to think about this feud that's currently going on right now? Like, yo, homeboy played it safe. He was just like, yo, my name is Bennett and I'm not in it. He was just like, I ain't getting in the middle of that. I ain't messing with them people. I ain't messing with them.
Don't do it because at the end of the day, they may or may not forgive each other, but your ass is grass. Say anything.
I was just like, damn. I was just like, why? That's just so crazy and bizarre. Like, this is like, I don't know. What do you guys think is going to? What more can Elon drop? Because he was just like, bombshell. Allegedly, Trump's in the Epstein files.
Yeah, but nothing that he really dropped was one, it wasn't something that we didn't already know, or two, we all knew was kind of bullshit.
So I mean, even if they said that, two things make it just irrelevant. Okay, one, he has already been charged with a crime, and not much came of that. Two, even if they decided to go forward with it, it's all been said and done now. Like, it's kind of an afterthought. Like, it's more just like petty gossip at this point, where it's like, oh, look, even though it's an afterthought and it doesn't have any merit or weight going forward, did you know this? Yes, we did, Elon. But thank you for confirming.
Oof, 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 oof. This is all crazy. I just want to know, like, because, like, you know, we saw him spend time with, like, Elon's child. Like, they were walking across the front line together. They were getting on Marine One together. This kid, what was they called? They called it Boogergate or whatever, allegedly. In what you call it? Because, like, homie was in the office putting boogers on, like, the desk and something like that or whatever. And it was just like, obviously this kid was, like, close to him. I'm just like, and then you all of a sudden turn or whatever. What do you guys think would happen if Elon Musk came to the Democratic Party?
I don't think that it would support him. Yeah, I mean, he can be Democrat he wants, but he'd never get close to any politician ever again the way he did this time. Never.
Also, there are a lot of ways where he went against a lot of what Democrats try to prevent. The way that he handled his companies was one way that I feel like a lot of Democrats would not want to associate with him. And also the fact that he clearly seems a little bit like a flip-flopper. He's the type of guy that I feel like will do something that benefits him as long as it's benefiting him and he likes you. But the moment that no longer happens, he will absolutely leave you in a pile of mess. And I think that's what's really funny about Trump and Elon keeping that same energy with each other. Like, I was watching a Josh Johnson comedy show, which if no one knows who he is, definitely recommend. He's great. And he pointed out how Trump and Musk fighting is like the equivalent of like an elementary school bully that's big but slow at swinging, and then the like super weird nerd that does anime tricks to fight, and that's them fighting.
All right. So another thing I want to touch on, since we're talking about the Cheeto Man and the Elanya, whatever her name is. So obviously there's a whole bunch of protesting going on around the world right now, but like, you know, there's a couple big protests going on right now, like such as in California right now, and you know, it's getting to the part where it's like becoming a little unpeaceful. I just wanted to make a little statement that isn't it funny how a couple shows ago I said if you piss off the wrong group of people, like they are going to start coming for you. I said that actually on this show, and I'm like, look at us having a little bit of The Simpsons on our show. We're sitting here predicting the future, because I also said something else too that happened like the show. I was like, we already talked about that though. So look at us ahead of our time. I just wanted to put that out there. My bad.
I'm just saying, sometimes you can see something a mile away and you gotta wait for it to show up at the door for people to see it.
I also want to point out that we now have a court date for Haley Bailey in the DDG situation. So we'll be another court date that we have to follow, and that's going to be in June 24th. I'm just like, damn, that court date.
I don't feel like that was going to be nearly as dramatic as this.
I just want to see, like, I don't know. I just want to see what's going to happen. I mean, I hope for the best for that child, though. That's what we definitely hope for.
I know.
Speaking of ratchet news, did you guys catch the BET Awards?
Not yet.
So I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips.
Yeah, I've seen a whole bunch of clips. I didn't watch the whole thing through, but I was just like, oh my God.
Can we regroup on this, because I know some parts of it that I actually did want to. Well, I guess we can talk about it. Or do y'all want to watch it first?
Well, I saw.
I saw. Watch it because I also want to watch the Tony Awards, because that was a moment for Cynthia Erivo.
Yes, that was definitely a moment for her. But I want to touch on a few things, because like it took me back to my childhood. You know, 25 years ago, they celebrated 25 years, or whatever. So, you know, this is around the time where like 106 and Park was coming on. Like I was rushing home.
Yeah.
I was rushing home to go see 106 in Park, whatever.
Because you want to catch the latest bangers.
Oh my goodness! Because if you didn't have your VCR ready, hit the record button.
Oh God, and you don't want to be that kid that don't know about the new song.
Exactly. So I always, oh man. So I also wanted to ask you guys, like, what was some of your memorable moments on BET? Or
repeat that. I'm sorry.
You heard me?
Yeah.
No, say it.
Oh, I said, what are some of your most first memories of like BET?
Oh,
gosh.
Definitely.
I feel like, so at least it's a memory that I still remember, is I remember Mariah Carey was on stage performing, I think, with some other like really talented ladies. I think Aretha Franklin was there. I think Donna Summers was there. But they're all like singing together. And Whitney Houston was there. And like there was a moment where like Mariah's trying to like stand on her own, because you've got all these really powerful voices, and she's trying to like do a moment, and she like does her little thing, and Aretha comes over and she's like, okay girl, and she kind of like shows her up even more.
They was going back
and it was, I just thought it was so fun.
Ooh.
I remember BET After Dark when that first came out. That's what I remember.
Uncut tip drill.
BET got real grown after dark.
Yes, it did.
BET girl, I feel like that's where I first learned about Pretty Ricky. My boy.
I would say
I was not old enough to really appreciate that song.
I know, I just love it.
So
I know, right?
You want to know crazy couple of things? Little fun fact too. So one of my first memories is that was the first time I saw Erykah Badu's real fucking hair. Because like back in the day,
oh my God, right?
I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, she always used to have head wraps on or whatever. When I tell you, I was sitting there or whatever, and like Erykah Badu came on or whatever, and her hair was on the back of the couch, like, just like laying there or whatever. I was like, yo, Mom, I just saw Erykah Badu and she didn't have no, let me tell you something, we ain't never see that commercial after that again. So then there was another situation where I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him or not, but his name is Donnie Simpson.
Donnie Simpson, that sounds familiar.
Yes. Donnie Simpson used to be on BET. He had the green eyes, the black guy with the green eyes. He was. He's on the radio now. He's on the local radio. No, he's retired now. Yeah, he's retired now. Right. So back in the day, he used to be on 95.5 WPGC 95.5. I remember the time. Only reason why he really stands out to me is because we went to go meet him. He was here at Springfield Mall. Me and my stepmom. She was like, "We gonna go meet Donnie Simpson. We listen to him every morning or whatever." Let me tell you something. We still had that picture to this day. It's at her house. You have to picture, because I was so short at the time. You have to turn the picture upside down to make it flip flop or whatever, to make it come down or whatever, so you can see me or whatever. But my stepmom was like, "Hey, take your glasses off. We want to see them green eyes." So that definitely stands out to me. So fun fact about you said like Pretty Ricky. So my school's dance team went to go perform on 106 in Park. And when they were there, Pretty Ricky and all of them were there when they were performing. And then, the girls said it was kind of like touchy, feely, gross. So I was just like, oh, so they did not have a good experience at the time. But that was a memory experience. And then also too, for the girl backstage that didn't remember me, I'm Rick James, bitch. That will always come to me. That will always. Rap City in the Basement. Which I know.
But can I touch on one thing about the BET Awards?
Yeah, we can still talk about the BET Awards. We still talking.
Do you guys know about Angel? What's her name? Angel Reese.
Yeah.
Getting the Sports Woman of the Year over Clarissa Shields.
Oh.
What was the situation? I vaguely remember hearing about it, but I really don't know much about it.
It was just Sportswoman of the Year. They give accolades to, the most outstanding, most talked about, most known, most. Well, what I always thought it had something to do with accolades because Angel Reese ain't won nothing.
I mean,
Clarissa Shield has like 4 or 5 belts.
They give these awards out for social reasons, in the sense of like, oh wow, she's been in the media for something dramatic, and we're gonna give her this award as like a statement, as opposed to like an accolade. So, is there something that happened with Angel Reese like throughout the year that would give cause for?
I mean, she was, a lot of people try to bid her against the Caitlin Clark girl.
Mhm.
She's a white girl that plays basketball.
Yeah.
And, they're dramatically different. This is and so that's that's what all her talk is about. But Clarissa, she has come so far as a fighter, as a boxer. She's got belts. She has all of that plus accolades, but I think what really did it for her all this arguing with Remy Ma.
I was just gonna say, why does this name sound familiar?
Because we talked about her on the show before.
I wouldn't be surprised if I think you're right. They probably.
I think she should have stayed out of that.
It comes with negative press, and they don't want it.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying Angel doesn't have negative press, but I was just saying it's a ghetto kind of negative press. Angel Reese is being criticized by white people, and Clarissa is being criticized by black people.
The women's in their 40s came out and showed their ass. They came out and showed up. Like my baby Maya, oh my God, she still got it. Maya still got it. She did not miss a beat. She was out there representing for the women over 40.
She is one of those artists that I feel like deserve more opportunity to be a star than they were given. Because I just feel like R&B is such a predominantly black music genre that sometimes it just does not get the same recognition. And that's what makes rap arguably so amazing of a concept, that like Kim and Biggie and like artists like them, like Dre, just artists like them had somehow convinced expensive brand designers and important people that they are somehow more than just ghetto. And yet somehow R&B just doesn't get the same recognition. And there are just certain artists that they still got it, and they show you that. And Maya shows you.
Yeah, Ashanti, Maya, there were a whole bunch of them stepped out. I mean, Keisha Cole came out there and stepped out as well too. Yo, them ladies still got it.
It was like a flashback.
It's a couple flashbacks. They were doing an interview and they said one of the hardest people to get was, and we're not just gonna talk about this because she's just my girl, but was Beyonce. Back in the last time she performed on there, and not because like she didn't want to or whatever, but simply because she actually had like her European tour was started, so she actually said yes to it or whatever. And they said it was so hard or whatever because it was crazy because like she had 24 hours to get back, to Europe and to like reset and be prepared for her own tour. So like she came and performed and did a completely different
show. Lot.
Yeah,
on the body.
She came and did a completely different show, and then went on ahead and did. Beyonce usually performs for about 2 hours or 3 hours, so it's just like, damn, that was a lot.
Yeah.
So also too, let's go and talk about moving right along past the BET Awards. What y'all think about the comment that Ray J made towards Sexy, or allegedly leading to sleeping with Sexy Red?
I think he was so silly for that. I mean, what was the point? He knew she was going to say something.
Right. I feel like if anyone takes the time to really just pay attention to what kind of person she is, she never not going to say something.
Ooh. So, wait.
This is just an example of how any your name in the press in any kind of way is what's important. Negative or positive, it doesn't matter. You just want people talking about you.
So wait. What do you guys think about Orlando Brown giving Ray J sober advice?
I feel like
Wait, he gave Ray J what? I'm sorry, I missed it. He gave Ray J what?
You heard it right. Sober advice. So Ray J's pretty much like, I don't know, like maybe we should start keeping an eye on Ray J, because I think Ray J, his name's about to start popping up on some things, because Ray J has been like, in support Diddy mode. Like he's been on the free Diddy train the whole time. So these couple of interviews and on his Twitch account, whatever, you can tell he's definitely under the influence. So while he's
so is Orlando Brown sober now?
Look, I think he was very sober in the video that he posted. All these videos will be attached to the links. In this video that I think we saw a very sober Orlando Brown. I was just like, now that was like my how the times how have we gotten here that like now dude is sober, whatever. I don't know. I think he's talking about like, look, I tried to work with you. I wanted to work with you and all that. I'm just like, damn, not Orlando Brown getting it together.
I feel like Orlando Brown never fell apart.
What you think?
He followed there for a minute.
You thought he was just acting the whole time?
Yeah, girl. I'm not going to sit here and say I understand completely. I've seen some of his interviews and I can't make sense of it. But there are some ways.
He got into a little trouble.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our little Diddy update.
Okay.
All right. What we on? We on like week 4 of the Diddy trial. It was just like, damn. Well, first, this is starting to feel like a never-ending case, but we got like a couple more years of this, because like we're just in like the first quarter of the whole situation. Because like after we get done with all the things like racketeering and all this other stuff, whatever, he starts facing other charges. I'm assuming, allegedly. All right, let's see. What do you guys think why they're trying to do a mistrial?
I think it's because the charges are pretty gnarly. And it's their job to be able to poke holes in the prosecution's case. Like, it's literally their job as defense attorneys. However, I do feel like the way that the case is being presented, I'm not going to lie, the charges were set to racketeering, RICOing, trafficking, like some serious crimes. Like sexual assault really actually wasn't on there, nor like any. The way that the prosecution has set up this case, they are really trying to make it seem more like they're trying to charge him with sexual assault and sexual mishandling crimes, as opposed to the actual charges they're trying to press him with. And I feel like it's making the case weaker and weaker, and it's getting to the point where it does qualify. If you find the right method, it does qualify as a mistrial, and they would have to essentially come up with a new course of action, because like it's not whatever intro they set up with, it's just their witness direction is just not helping their case, because he's not being charged.
I've been saying it all along that these charges are trumped up. I've been saying that they're trumped up charges. I mean, they could charge him with something. I just don't agree with these charges.
I would say.
I mean, I think that they're valid charges. I just think the case was poorly presented. Like, they're valid to challenge, but I mean, I'm looking at it from, if I'm being honest, if I'm looking at it from, okay, if I was doing a debate and I had to argue this and I was a judge, I would be very irritated by the fact that there was a clear contention of what we were talking about, and the affirmation essentially just presented something totally different to make the credibility of their opponent seem less than, so that way when the opponent does deliver their case, it'll be weak. And it's just not being set up in a right way. And I would say I'm just disappointed that they're doing it this way, because it's essentially like going right back to what you were saying, that it's it's not holding ground, and that's
like
very
we're just going in
disappointing.
circle and loops and circles and loops. Like nobody's like closing these gaps in between.
Right. So
Ugh.
they're making it seem like they are trumped up charges. So yeah, Net, you're not wrong. It's something you saw ahead of time, but I was like, no, give it a chance. Maybe they're going to present something different.
I will say, I'm on a little bandwagon too. Of like, I'm starting to think these are a whole bunch of trumped up charges. I'm just more at the point like, let's go ahead and close these gaps. Like, let's hear these closing arguments. Let's go ahead and.
Do y'all think Diddy's gonna get on the stand?
I want to know that myself. I hope he gets on the stand. I hope.
I would. Oh my gosh.
I feel like him being him, just him and like his whole persona or whatever. I feel like he is going to get on the stand or whatever, because I don't know if you guys heard, but like yeah, and like last week, he was like addressing the jurors. So the judge had kind of reprimanded him for that, like, hey, you do not look at the jurors, like you're supposed to pretend like they're not there or whatever. And he was sitting there making eye contact with them. All this is allegedly, by the way. But I was just like, oh, like that's gonna be weird. So I think if he wants to make eye contact with the jurors and like kind of like challenge the judge, I think he wants to be heard. I think I feel like it's going to be rehearsed.
It has to be. They have to rehearse that shit. They have to rehearse that shit every night.
We gonna finally get to hear him spit some real bars.
Oh Lord!
Always rehearse.
We gonna really this gonna be the only thing he ever wrote. I mean, he still had help with that. We gonna finally get to hear his honest bars. Now I'm not saying they're gonna be good bars, but we gonna hear something. I feel like I feel it. I feel like he's going to want to say something. Just him being him, because he's always been Mr. Flashy and all that stuff like that. So this ain't the time to.
He got good bars. He got good bars. Oh, what is it? Put it on the soundtrack. Make it smell like hot wax.
But bars. Like Mace wrote a lot of that.
He's behind him now. He's got bars.
Yes, he got bars. A soap, and that's weird because I don't like the smell of bar soap like that.
Stop it. Bar soap, these soaps come all over your tub.
Oh my god. You ever smell somebody and they just smell like Dial? Ugh.
But I was spraying back in the day, that bar soap drying the hell out of your skin. But it just smells so good.
I was just going to bring up Irish Spring. Get the boys going.
But guess what? You have all this shit at the bottom of the tub.
Clogged up, look like candle wax.
All this soap scum.
Look like candle wax. Oh man. All right. So, because allegedly they say that his current girlfriend that was with him up until the end is allegedly 50 Cent's baby mama.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to know. I want to play not devil's advocate. I just want to see, like, do y'all think like 50 like had a whole inside job going on this whole time, or whatever? Like they was just like,
nah. But I do feel like he's been fucking with Diddy this whole time. Like any day they're gonna know. Any day. Will it be today? Like
I think it was like, yeah, I had somebody right laying in your bed giving me a play-by-play. Like I was just like, do you think 50 was steep that low?
Mm-hmm. Because I don't, because I really think that 50 Cent was disgusted by her messing with Diddy. He kind of made that very clear that he was disgusted with her behavior, and he made it seem like he didn't know, and he did. He just wanted to act like he didn't. But now that he knows, he's making it seem like he's really disgusted by her. And I believe him.
Because like this Jane Doe or whatever, the Jane Doe that's in court right now going on telling these stories or whatever.
Jane Doe, Jenny from the block, you don't get it? No.
I don't know. I think we would know if Jello was there.
That incident that happened when they were dating back in the late 90s where he gave her a gun and had her hide.
That's what I'm saying. I'm waiting here for that. But like,
okay, so wait.
No,
and there was a whole shootout.
they think allegedly Jane Doe is allegedly 50 Cent's baby mama. So, because they said the girl only, she's an influencer. They were asking like, how did she make her money or whatever. They were like, oh, she was an Instagram shit.
She said she's an
Influencer, and she was only, receiving $47 a month, $4,700 a month in child support. So, obviously, like she's known to date like high profile or something like that. So they think it's 50 Cent's baby mama. So I was just like, damn, do you think like we were going to get like a play-by-play, like to the T if he allegedly gets his documentary out there that they say allegedly he's going to do? Like, I want to know like how that's going to be. What if he did this whole time was just like, you know what, just tell me everything, I'll take care of you. Diddy is also currently paying where she's currently living right now as well too.
She's paying what?
Paying where her residence right now. This Jane Doe person currently paying where she's living at right now. I was just like, this money gonna run out fast. I keep asking like, where is all this money gonna go? Like, what's like, I know like he was reportedly a billionaire, but damn, we got to be. They say that I'm at the. Somebody Google how much is his net worth right now. Even though
right now,
even though
he got all his shit in his mom's name.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We did talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, allegedly. Oh man, y'all are a mess. So she pretty much saying that she's been living this lifestyle, and like, so basically, I guess at one point she used to, or sorry, let's roll back in January or back in November when he got arrested, whatever. She said that she kind of like got the chills from reading Cassie's lawsuit because it explained her. It was like she was reading her lifestyle as well too. I'm just like, damn, you ain't never ever like, when I think of like freaks, like when I think of freaky people, like I think Prince was a freak.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is Prince like wore heels and everything, had a nice silk press. He wrapped his hair at night or whatever. He was like, I look better than you do type dude or whatever. And he was just like, and like he was like freaked in women, whatever, but you ain't never hear none of them women talk. I was like, Prince is dead and gone. I'm just like, I was like, so if we like learning this about Diddy or whatever, like imagine what the Prince had them women in there doing.
I mean, I feel like it wasn't anything beyond kinky. Like,
not kinky.
I don't feel like he had a bunch of dudes at his place. I feel like he just had a massive female orgy, and he was the center of it.
You talking about Prince? Yeah, I can see that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, I can see him like.
I just don't see him like having dudes over. No, I don't see him being that type of guy.
I don't think he was down with that at all. I think he was just like, they better not sweat out his hair. I know that was a big no.
He definitely had dudes over because what's the college jumped on his couch and said, "Fuck him." Oh no, wait a minute, he was over there. They were playing basketball at his house.
But I just feel like when he has people over his house, he don't have dudes over his house like that.
So what's crazy is we are now getting into like the court cases of like where now like we're starting to hear more about like these freak offs because they just kept talking about, oh, it was me and one other person, like it was always a third. I was like, these are not freak offs, these are just threesomes that like just kind of just kinky. So I'm just like, right. That's pretty much what they were to me or whatever. But did y'all notice something? All the third people were all dudes. I just wanted to point that out there as well too. It was never ever females, but all dudes or whatever. So anyway, this Jane Doe lady, she sat there and said, because she was sitting there going back and she was going to explain them in court or whatever, like how she was, this was like pretty much her life when she was reading, like when she saw Cassie's lawsuit. She's like, that was basically her life, and she's like telling them whatever. And damn, I forgot where I was going with that. That's because I was sitting there. I was thinking about it earlier.
Oh,
I was going to say something, but then I got
No, the edible done kicked in.
It did. When the edible was like, damn. So anyway, she allegedly said that there was another high profile celebrity there. She's like, there was another a high profile celebrity there. So my question to you guys is like, who do y'all think that celebrity was? Because a lot of these people are like insinuating that it was Kanye West around the time, whatever. Because like they're saying it was a high profile celebrity and his girlfriend or wife. So everybody was just like, "Oh, it's
you
like
said a high profile celebrity and his wife,
his girlfriend and or wife." So they was sitting there and was saying like some other things, whatever. I don't think it's Jay-Z because Jay-Z already went to court and spoke against him. So I don't think it was him. Him and Drake, I guess him and Drake got beef or whatever allegedly. So they don't think it was Drake, whatever. But like, what y'all gonna find out? How y'all gonna act if we find out like these people was like Kanye West and Bianca?
I wouldn't care. That's the thing about it. Like, I mean, I don't. I don't care how what people do what their sexual lifestyle is like. Like,
I want to just know who the celebrity couples are. I don't care about the sex part. I want to just know like who are these other? Because now we're
it's Will and Jada.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Well, wait a minute, because that didn't even cross my desk. See, now that's where we're getting at. I want to know who the other people are. I didn't even think about them allegedly. Now he's I thought a lot of that stuff passed. A lot of that was pointing to Kanye, but that was just like, damn. Now you done threw a whole nother algorithm in my head. So I was just like, damn. I was so set on Kanye allegedly, and I was just like, damn. You done threw a curveball in there.
Although Kanye about to come out, so hopefully he can, and then he won't be living a life of misery like he is.
I mean, allegedly he already came out. I just want to know.
Living his truth?
Yeah, living his truth. I just want to know what guys he gonna come out with first. That's the only thing I want to know. And how?
And you know what's gonna piss me off? This is gonna piss me off. Watch him come out and talk about he dating Jeffree Star or somebody like that.
No.
Jeffree Star, I'm like, no, because I feel like that would be his. I feel like that would be his type.
But I'm not saying somebody that can dress.
Jeffree has bags of people that you're like, I'm surprised, but I'm not.
That whole personality style, like I feel like that's flamboyant.
I don't see him, I don't see him with a masculine man at all, like a masculine buff man. I don't see that happening at all. And if it did happen, I'll be happy for him, but I will be very, 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 very shocked. I would be like, I would be appalled. I'd be like, okay, Kanye. Like he come out walking with somebody all buff or whatever, he's just leaving the gym. Like,
watch him do it just to be controversial.
It would piss me off too. Be like, now how?
Yeah, good. That's what I wanted.
I feel like now.
Also, Kanye officially changed his name again. It's not Ye anymore.
What is it now?
Yeah.
Ye.
So he's not changing his name. I mean, he's not changing his gender. So I guess he can still.
Instead of Ye, it's Ye.
Oh.
So he.
I mean, is that like classifies as them day, or is that them day, and is that them all?
You can deep now.
Who is that? Who is Ye? Where do they?
That is Kanye's name.
Look, where do they associate it? I'm just like,
Look, I don't.
We do this every day, Ye.
We do this every day,
All right. So that's enough of the Diddy little update. Let's go ahead and get into these rapid questions in this trivia. Let's go ahead. Are y'all ready for this ass whooping?
I'm trying. I'm having like side issues tonight, but okay, you might have to like repeat yourself. So
Okay. So we'll do the rapid questions first, and then we'll get into the trivia part. All right. Question: Black folks, with the protests going on against ICE, are we still minding our business?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was just asking for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was, they say we mind our business. We, I don't know when we stepping out. I just keep asking, like, we still minding our business, or are we all sticking together?
Mm-hmm.
All right, no, they say we still minding our business.
I gotta worry about these student loans about to hit.
I do, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Won't he do it? Sorry. All
Hello.
right. So wait, what y'all think about do y'all think Cardi B should have to pay Offset any type of support to Offset?
Honestly, no.
No, he cheated. He outwardly cheated, so he will never get a dime from her.
True.
If you cheat in a marriage and y'all divorced, you can't get anything.
Ooh, I wonder if that's gonna be a publicized divorce. It'll probably be ratchet. We'll be here for it though. All right. So, do y'all think ICE should have to show their face?
Who?
No.
That was no for everybody.
That's no for me.
I didn't hear it.
I said, do you think ICE should have to show their face?
ICE?
Yeah. The immigrational officers.
No, yeah. I guess I'm just trying to
because they're like
understand why they need to be hidden.
My point exactly.
For their safety. For their safety, for their family safety, from retaliation. I mean, at the end of the day, they're doing their job. It's not like they're the ones who told themselves that they didn't tell themselves to go out there and start doing what they're doing.
All right.
That would be
getting a paycheck just like us. I mean, we may not like what they're doing. We may not agree with it, but at the end of the day, they're doing what they were hired to do.
It's like the traffic ticket person, like they're really.
Mm-hmm.
Not the meter maid.
You like, I can't take it back. I already printed it.
Bullshit. You printed it just a little bit too fast, Mr. Meter Maid. Fuck.
No, but it's true. The meter maid is just doing their job. Like, you don't have to like it, but that's their job.
All right. Next question. Next question. How do y'all feel about?
No, I don't think they should have to.
How do y'all feel about TMZ exposing who really killed Michael Jackson?
What did they expose? I don't know. What was it to expose?
They're exposing all the doctors now.
Michael Jackson killed Michael Jackson.
I mean, the links will be.
He had an assisted suicide. That's what it was.
Not an assisted suicide.
It's called an assisted suicide. It's basically euthanasia for humans. It's when you get your doctor to give you. It's when you get your doctor to give you too much medication.
Well, and they give a certain amount, but it's under like the supervision of like you're meant to take a certain amount to essentially gradually get you there.
All right.
So that it's like it's no different than how a vet clinic would put to sleep, an animal. They would, have a drug to first just make them tired, just kind of put them the pain at ease, and then you have your final actual euthanasia drug that would stop the heart. And in this case, it would be given in an oral medication, but it wouldn't be like an abrupt thing. It's meant to be like a smooth transition because there aren't many states that legally allow assisted suicide.
But so, do you guys remember where you guys were when you heard that Michael Jackson passed? It was back in 2009. I was just like, I think when Michael Jackson just passed, I had just became a dad for the first time. I was just like, wow, my son was born a couple days before Michael Jackson passed. I was just like, damn.
The tragedy.
I know, what a tragedy. All right, so let's get into these trivia questions. I must have been feeling sorry for y'all last time for this first ask question.
Oh, okay.
This first.
I'm gonna have to rewatch the show because I'm pretty sure it was neck and neck.
It was neck and neck, but I
was on fire last week.
It was 3-2. You was on fire. I wouldn't call it like fire. I would call it like it was like, you know, somebody lit a lighter. It wasn't giving torch. It was giving like.
How do y'all feel about Chipotle doing a BOGO in 13 states?
In a 13 state.
They're doing a BOGO if you have tattoos.
Oh.
It's not in Virginia, though, I'll tell you that.
Damn. Well, I had no tattoos either, but, you know, I love a good BOGO.
Girl, they tell me you can draw it on, it can be temporary, they ain't care.
Oh, okay, well, then, you know. I'm down for a little temporary. All right. So, for the first trivia question, who is the Queen of Soul?
Aretha.
All right. Like I said, I must have been feeling. Sorry, it's up to from the last time with that question. Hold on, let me get a working pen. One for y'all. All right. Oh, damn, I must have been feeling really sorry. I must have been feeling sorry for myself or something. All right, who became the first black? Who's the first black president of the United States?
The only black president of the United States, Barack. But I mean, if you want to be technical, Bill Clinton was the closest to the first thing as a black president we ever had.
Why was he a ginger?
He smoked weed in the White House and he got his dick sucked.
That is true. He's like, I got my.
Don't come no blacker than that.
That's very true. He was like, hey,
allegedly.
He was just like, whoa.
And from what I heard, he was smoking weed. Why?
He was like, whoa, you ain't about to catch a nigga if we get my dick sucked. Then y'all ain't gonna get me over and get my dick sucked, right? I was just getting some head. Y'all just gonna really, you know, niggas out here killing niggas and shit like that. Y'all gonna really get no head? I was getting no head. All right. Oh, we got a new hairstyle and everything. Damn.
Yes,
She didn't sat there and gave us the pigtails. All right. What year was? Ooh, hold up. That was a typo.
I don't know about years. Okay.
What year was slavery established in the United States?
No.
What year was it? It was 1492.
1720.
I feel like I need to double check that question. We'll move on to the next question. Hold on. All right. What 90s sitcom starts? Oh damn. What 90s sitcom starts Will Smith as a teenager from West Philadelphia? And I'm looking for the. Okay. I'll give y'all that one. Damn, I must have been from
Trey? The Trey show? No.
No, I need to get harder with these questions. All right, what was the first black two-parent sitcom?
The first black two-parent sitcom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was anything before the Cosby Show. Well, I mean, we can go all the way back to Good Times. How old is that? Or the Jeffersons? I mean, are we going back that far? Or are we talking about
the first
Cosby Show?
So the first black two-parent TV show, whatever, was definitely Good Times. In 1984, and that ran to like 1992. Oh.
Good Times, really?
Yeah.
That was the first black TV show. I mean, the first black show with two parents.
Oh, first black TV show with two parents, and I got those dates mixed up because I was going to say the other TV show that I was thinking about because I got the dates wrong. Because Good Times ran earlier than this, which was putting it before the Jeffersons and putting it before the Cosbys. Then the Cosbys was in September. This was like in February 1970 something or whatever. And then this is like the Cosbys came out like 1984 of September. Because I knew I was going to challenge me on that, whatever. I just forgot to put the other date. I got something. February. I do remember that was like, damn. Okay. So that's one for me though. Wait, no, that's one for y'all.
I was like, hold on.
All right. Well,
we able to jump in with us.
Well, you know what they say. Just because the deodorant says 72 hours doesn't mean you have to challenge it. I have to throw these little corny lines out there. All right, Allison, what you over there? You cliche? Go ahead and put your go ahead and give us your little hashtags and your platforms.
All right. So, as you can see down here, Allison Salt, that's my name. You can find me on Instagram, Reddit, and Facebook.
All right, Nat.
It's been here sometimes.
Sometimes. You can't hear the echoes. All right, y'all know to catch me on here. All right, bye. Love y'all. Check y'all out later.